What up, football fans? It's your boy, Tom Lowe. How you doing? Here we are on, well, for the benefit of the American viewers and the person that actually made the link for the show, hi Lolo. It is the 27th of December, but in my country, it's just turned the 28th of December, and I probably shouldn't actually mention what has occurred. Oh, see. I was hoping that wasn't. I was hoping like if I said that it wasn't my birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Tom.
I appreciate that. Thank you, John.
Cheers.
I got out a fresh 2-litre bottle for the occasion. Thank you.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks for spending your birthday with us, because Lolo is AWOL.
I believe Mr. Lolo is with the family in another part of the country that is not where he usually lives. That being said, hello. You know what? Before I say hello to the people that have just said hello, I think we should actually just acknowledge the people that said hello an hour ago. Like Bremner's Ghost, Jimmy, in the house, very early, at 11:14 p.m. I hope you don't mind me saying. What an awesome Christmas this has been for pretty much all on the stoop. It's not been, it could have been a lot worse. And hello to Valentina, John's friend in Romania. Well, most of our friends, to be fair, at this point, because it happens every week. She wants to know where Anders is. And we'll see if Anders does show up. We found out John's motive for being part of all this. It's a free beer he gets. Hey, there's free beer available. Anyway. He's got a bottle of Bushmills for Christmas. So if I get Larry, then mute me. Well, you know, John... John's quick on the draw with that kind of thing, some would say. Anders has arrived. Made sure to be here 11:42 with, in UK time, with I'm here, Valentina. Hello, lads. How you doing, Anders? Good to see you, sir. Bremner's Ghost, Jimmy again with, I don't know what I say again like it was bad. Just when you say someone's name more than once. Anyway, Sporting You Mark must be loving this holidays. I know. Do you remember I was sitting here before we get into that? I'll just quickly, I remember sitting telling Mark, your team will be fine. Your team will absolutely be fine once you get rid of the manager, because they were quite obviously down in tools for Gary O'Neill. They just were. So Jimmy said, I do believe 21 again. I wished, but not really. Big up, fellas. Happy holidays from Mr. POTUS, 5,000. President 5,000. That'd be very well into the future, I believe. And Led Zepp 331 with good morning. Thank you for the congratulations, Jimmy. Very kind of you. So, gentlemen and ladies, because I do know there's a few that frequent these parts. What should we discuss?
Did you say frequent?
Yeah. Yeah.
When did
I had a sip of Pepsi and ate a
become French?
Yeah. You know, sometimes I have a bit of Pepsi, I get a bit Larry with the old dictionary.
What is that? That's the second time I'm hearing that word, Larry.
I believe in this context, it's when you just get a bit
lightheaded and happy and drunk-ish.
Oh no, it's when like you've developed the confidence to talk a bit of shit.
Ah, okay. Like me. I had one sip of beer, now I'm confident.
You get very Larry, John. Very Larry, some would say. But
so yeah, what are we going to talk about, Tom? Nobody else is around.
Bremner's Ghost has got a great suggestion. Okay, I don't want to say Bremner's Ghost, like I don't know his name is Jimmy. Jimmy has said, let's start with giggles for all and laugh at Spurs. He said Spuds, but same thing. They're not very good lately. I don't think it's unfair to suggest they're probably not going to finish in the top 4. And I know, John, you're sitting there like, top 4. I don't care about top 4. I don't care about top 4. I don't care about Leeds United.
Exactly. And the New York Rangers, who are
the New York Rangers. Oh, of course. Have you sacked your coach at this point? Because this is when you Sacramento Kings sacked their head coach tonight.
I think the Red Wings did.
Red Wings as well.
Yeah. No, I don't think There's in the NHL they have like a freeze period for like 3 days right around Christmas. So I think the 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th, I think it's 4 days that you can't do any transactions at all. So at least
So they've all waited until the first available minute to then go Red Wings. You're gone. Sacramento Kings coach Mike. I think it's Mike. It's Mike something. I only know from the headline. Like if you asked me to pick him out of a lineup and put a gun to my head, just save the time and pull the trigger, because I'm not going to tell you who he is, Mike, whatever. Like
even the Red Wings coach, I have no idea.
Whatever. Yeah, but still. Well, after that, we can roll around laughing our rocks off at Scumchester and City. Not going great for them either. Hello to Ian, otherwise known as Pincushion, and Anthony Herbert is in the house with Big Up John and Mr. Tom Tom. That's what they used to call the thing, isn't it? That like where it would it'd tell you the wrong directions on your car, like yeah, I heard people used to call them Tom Toms. I think it was a brand of them.
I'm just learning all of these phrases now.
John's getting a grammar lesson tonight.
A proper English grammar lesson. Now I have to take out my teeth.
Proper English. Oh my God! No, I'm as far from proper English as you can get. Was a good Boxing Day for the City of Manchester. Not. Sorry, no, that's right. Nah. Led Zepp deserves more respect than this. I'm going to read it in the way he wrote it. It was a good day for the City of Manchester. Nah! That's how I imagine when he wrote it. That's how I'd wrote it. Pish, that's the word I'm looking for. Sat-nav. My apologies, everyone. But Tom was a brand of sat-nav. Which I believe means satellite navigation system in the car, where it's basically like turn left and then it drives you into a moat. Just.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I got you.
At what point did you regret like giving me the link to actually do this? After was it after the first grammar lesson or the 28th one?
Never, Tom. Never. Never regret it.
I appreciate that. No, I appreciate that very much. But no, I'm very happy that people are suggesting basically do what I like to do every week, just roast other football teams that are not my own. Because my own team are currently winning. When my own team currently wins, I like them. And when they don't win, they're not my mate. But Mr. POTUS 5000 is back. Personally, I think anything's cool if you put 5000 after it, and that's not sarcasm. In fact, it makes you really cool, because I remember in 24 years ago, people were putting 2000 on the end of everything. And I was like, what are you going to do in 12 months' time when it becomes 2001? Like, that's just crap. But no, in all seriousness, I'm a big fan of Mr. POTUS 5000 and his actual comment. I promise to not talk about all your YouTube names before I read your comments out. I promise. I'm not going to promise that very much, though. Anyway, shock result the other day with Chelsea. Not a Chelsea fan, but wow, you'd think they would close the game down and managed it better. I would have as well, but they probably just wanted to get home, because playing Fulham is it's basically like, John, if you had an NHL team on your doorstep and then you had to play against them, you'd be like, I could be home in 2 minutes. You'd be thrilled.
What happened? Did they? I didn't see.
Chelsea were winning. And then they lost.
Nice.
No, sorry. Let me tell you in a more direct way. They were winning, then they wasn't winning, and then they lost.
Nice, good. That makes me happy that
Najee was watching it. Najee was having a lovely Boxing Day, and then he wasn't, and then he didn't. But hello, Najee, if you can hear this, obviously, Merry Christmas. Oh, that sounded like the most sarcastic thing ever, but I'm going to continue with that. Hello to Miss Melina, who said, good evening, all. Pincushion said, Sat-Nav can't find his house. That's really not helpful. Like, especially if you paid for it. I mean, kind of, if you didn't pay for it, probably also explains why it didn't work. Because you probably have to own it. or you're using someone else's sat nav. Don't know what I'm going on here. This all me up in the year 2000. Won't it be strange when we're all fully grown? Sorry, let me go and get my duck. I'm in time machine. And just go back to year 2. Well, that would be going back to a time in Leeds United weren't a shockingly run football business. Well, we were a shockingly run football business. It just hadn't come out yet that we had no money. Let's see. Miss Molina has said, "Hi, trouble at Anthony Herbert. Happy New Year in advance." To which he has said, "Happy New Year, Miss Molina." I feel like I'm reading out texts.
Well, you are.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I mean, you know how like when people just do the casual text to each other, like nothing wrong with it. It just suits this joke. I'm just like, I feel like you know, like you can get a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. Just be clear on that. But like,
yes, you are.
Now imagine like you get Christopher Lloyd to read your text and like be, "Great Scott, Molina, we need to go back to the future." So I got loads of things there in one go with Jimmy's 2000 thing. Layering it. We have got Mr. POTUS 5000 is back. Will you in about a week's time? You're gonna change it to 5001?
I had a clothing line back in the called Mr. 5000.
He had back in the day. I'm guessing I've had that where I think I typed the full sentence, but I was so excited about typing the sentence.
Back in the day,
yeah. Because I thought I was typing. I do it to you all the time, John, when I do the question of the week, and then it turns out I didn't type the full question of the week or something like that. Mr. Tom is a celebrity. We're in his fan club. Well, I don't know who you're paying the cash to as part of that fan club because it's not going in my account. But no, I appreciate the sentiment in all the same, of course. Question, John, your Christmas tree is on a wonk.
Yeah, it's a little. I'm noticing it now. All right, I'll have to work on that.
I didn't notice it until it was written down there, but well done to Anthony on the observation, I suppose.
Yeah, I didn't notice it either.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a couple of beers so it'll seem upright.
Or just sit at an angle where you can actually look straight to yourself. Just
twist my head
a little bit. Hello to Rosie with the. If I went on my list, and there is a list, but don't ask me to prove it because it's just part of the joke. That if there was a list of things that Rosie would open her intro to the show, Evening Ladies would be fourth on the list.
She's usually pretty nasty to you, Tom. I don't know why.
I don't know what I did.
You do nothing but good things to her. Exactly.
Nothing but good things. Despite the fact that I've called her a lying fucker about 900 times. But then when she goes, "Why you call me a lying fucker?" Like, because you're saying things that patently aren't true, man. But anyway, but in all seriousness,
back in grade school,
nasty.
Back in grade school, when like a boy and a girl were nasty to each other, they really liked each other. So I think that's what's going on.
Not in my house, but you know. No, but in all seriousness, welcome to the show. I'm glad you give it your time, and that goes to everyone, especially because it's not my show. It's not my show. It's Lolo's show. So you're giving the time to this for Lolo, really. But
it's not his show.
You know what I mean. Mr. POTUS 5000 with there looks to be sunlight behind Mr. Tom, as I always thought he was broadcasting from the Batcave.
It's the dungeon.
We call it the dungeon. We call it the dungeon. The dungeon. D-U-N John. Anyway, dungeon. Hi Rosie, glad you made the double cheeseburger. Oh, double cheeseburger won the vote. No way. Anything with cheese in it is awful. Do you like cheese, John?
Do I? Yes.
Nobody's perfect, I suppose.
Oh, you don't like cheese?
I can't eat cheese. It just makes me all kinds of sick.
Oh boy.
It's like a childhood trauma because to tell it in the most quickly possible way. I once walked in on my father cooking at the time, I guess it was like a toasted cheese sandwich or something like that. But the smell of that cheese just made me violently throw up. And I
Really?
can't. Yes, it's genuinely true.
How long ago was that?
At most, I'd have been like 5 years old, something like that.
Wow. And you still can't eat cheese? Just
No,
you're not really allergic to it. You just can't stand it.
I don't want to go as far as to say I am allergic to it, because I'm not, in the way that, like, I can drink coffee with milk in it and things like that. But it just makes me heave. Like, even the thought of it.
Oh.
Like, I will put it this way: I will go back to McDonald's if they hand me a cheeseburger.
Oh, really?
Well, because obviously
the
logical thing is ask for a hamburger. Well, obviously I have, but there are times where they offer things like the double cheeseburger or the triple cheeseburger. Yeah. And basically, I can tell you the amount of times this happened. That's funny. Sorry, that nearly threw me off, but that was good. That was good. I do the what I think is the easiest thing for the person on till. I go, can I have a double cheeseburger without cheese? To which they then go, oh, so you want a double hamburger? I'm like, yes, but you don't have that as the worded option. Because if I'd have said that, if I'd have gone up to the counter, because I did the opposite, went up to the counter, went, can I have a double hamburger? And they're like, what? I'm like, no matter what you do, you're wrong. Anyway, sorry, don't mean to scream at, I mean, not screaming at anyone, but you know what I mean. Always have something to say. More in the comments. John, you think all bald guys look alike? By the power of Grayskull. That's funny you mentioned that, because I was talking about Skeletor earlier randomly. I don't know why. Can't remember why. Jim, how did Celtic get on against Dundee United? I presume. Sorry, John.
No, go ahead. Go.
No, I personally don't know the answer.
Oh, I don't
know.
But
I imagine they didn't do well by the fact that Rosie's mentioning it.
Where's Rosie? In Scotland?
Yeah. It actually, I do. It was a goalless draw, if I remember now that it's being said. I mean, it was nearly a week ago, to be fair, and it is Scotland. Miss Molina with hi Rosie at Rosie. Well, how did you know? I was just emailing you now to tell you I travelled. Yeah, I did hear you was at the Emirates tonight for the game. How was it, Miss Molina? She attended the game, I believe.
And
I only know that because someone mentioned it.
Where's Miss Molina from? Molina.
I could be wrong. I'm just going to wildly speculate, but I believe it's Canada.
Hey.
Yeah. Part of Moss's channel. Moss is a good guy. He's a good guy in all seriousness. On your father, I walked in on my father cooking. I didn't walk over my father while he was cooking. That would be very different, especially in 1-5. Mr. Tom noted, I forgot to mention to John that I saw my Canucks play the Rangers a few weeks ago. What a game it was. I suspect it wasn't as good a game for John. No,
if I remember correctly, they kicked our ass. They were a good team.
You mean Celtic couldn't get a goal against Dundee? Yeah. That all tracks. I didn't see that story going the way it did. That's what actually broke my story at that time, because I was like, that's quite funny. I know. Like the lengths I will go to avoid the cheese.
This is the thing that would kill me. Not even Parmesan on pasta?
Nope.
Oh, Tom, we can't be friends anymore.
I always find that really wild when people say that, right? And don't get me wrong, a lot of people will say it and I'll be like, that's absolutely fine. In fact, I would have told you a lot sooner if that meant we couldn't be friends. But nothing against you on that, Tom. No. A lot of people, the amount of people that they say that, like it's not the best thing ever, because there's a world with millions of people loving cheese, but then they don't like the idea that I'm not going to encroach on their cheese usage. Like if you have a block of cheese and you would usually share parts of their block of cheese, surely me not wanting any of it is actually the ideal situation.
Yeah, true.
Because I would hold the exact same rules with all my chocolates and all the food that I like. We've got 10-year-old Glasgow fan on a day out in 10-year-old Leeds fan on a day out in Glasgow. Okay. Oh, no.
It's part 2 of.
It's part 2. My apologies. You're right. Best day versus Dundee United. It was at Hampden in '88. 10-year-old Leeds fan on day out in Glasgow. Rosie is north of the wall. There you go. Hello to Beatrix Gunner. How you doing, my friend? And we need that wall to keep the English out. You could just ask me nicely, and I'll just go, no, you're in no danger of me encroaching on that wall. But I have been to Scotland. My favourite part of the trip was when I left. It was a scrappy 1-0 win, but I'm happy we got the job done. No, sorry. I'll calm down a bit. Miss Million deserves her comment about the game to be read out with the respect it deserves. It was a scrappy 1-0 win, but I'm happy we got the job done. 3 points on the board. However, we played poorly. Saka had surgery on his hamstring, and he may be out longer than expected. How long is longer than expected in numbers, please, Miss Melina, if you do not mind? And Rose said Melina has a cool Canadian accent. I'll try to read it out accurately. Cool Canadian accent. A fellow Canadian, big ups, Miss Melina. At which wall, Hadrian, I can't even read what that first word is, or Hadrids. I guess we'll find out in a minute. The emphasis was on the word cooking. Yes, that's correct, Ian. Can't eat cheese unless it's melted. Mr. Tom, no palm. I'm going to riot. I mean,
good old BX.
Let's be fair. You're Canadian. You ain't rioting. You ain't Canadian and nice people. You ain't doing anything violent at all, sir. If anything, you'd apologise for basically me
for you not liking
cheese.
Right?
Yeah. You go,
I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry you're not eating cheese, Mr. Tom.
Yeah.
Hey.
But no, it's all fun. It's all fun and games. Bits Gunner has basically chosen violence, some would argue, with I'd eat freshly fried mozzarella sticks in front of Mr. Tom. I'm like, what did I do to him? I don't know. I don't understand. I watch every on Facebook and all the social media stuff. Anytime Jose, otherwise known as Beatrix Gunner, sends me stuff, I politely watch it. I leave him a reaction. Sometimes I even leave a comment if it's particularly gruesome. And I don't know what I did to deserve to be threatened by fried mozzarella sticks, even though deep down I know exactly what I did to deserve it. Press live and have talked for the last 23 minutes. But
hey,
Rosie said,
"Are you going to get to any football?"
I mean, I know it's a sport that exists, but
no, it doesn't matter to me.
John, this cheese stuff really gets me going. I'm sorry. I can't help it. And obviously, Lolo did threaten to come onto his own show, to be fair to him, which obviously, I suppose he can come onto his own show, because why not?
Well, we'll see, because, it depends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got the button to let him in or not.
Yeah. And he may or may not have said something like, what is this cheese shit going on?
Did he? No, he didn't comment, right? No.
Not yet. Rosie, I knew I win and you'd be making it. Probably the cheeseburger. Because I can't think of anything else. Because otherwise, that's just a really random threat. Supporting Rangers is bad for your health, Rosie. Lack of success could cause bulimia. No fucking danger of that in my house. Because I'm fat, that's the joke. Mozzarella is close to the same texture as I would imagine a car door sill. Yes, I am a diehard Leafs fan. Got to be very careful there, Leafs, because someone with like a lisp or something might actually say Leeds, and I know Miss Belina would take that as violence. Die-hard Leafs fan.
Maple
Die-hard,
Leafs.
one of my favourite movies. Sorry. Yeah, yeah.
Toronto Maple Leafs, eh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey. Yeah,
Guy
love
up the block used
Toronto
to
Maple Leafs.
was born in Toronto. He was a Maple Leafs fan. I don't know what happened to him.
Won in overtime and saw McDavid live. Who's McDavid?
Connor McDavid.
That makes sense. Makes sense. So you couldn't score against Dundee United, Jimmy. Is the next one. The Arsenal game was boring. Nothing in the game. It was very flat, really. I got the feeling, Anthony, in all seriousness, that as soon as you went 1-0 up, game was over. And you treated it as such, which you probably shouldn't. But Ipswich, and the one Ipswich fan I do know, Stefan. Well, I know two Ipswich fans, but the one watching the game, Stefan, he was like, I was like, I suppose this is happiest you'll ever be over losing 1-0. And he was like, no, I'm really disappointed with the defeat. And I'm like, yeah, but you sat in this chat with everyone else in this chat telling you they predict Arsenal will win it 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, and you lost 1-0. I'd be thrilled. I mean, I'd be disappointed with the loss in all seriousness. But put it this way, Man City beating Leeds 3-0 2 years ago wasn't as grueling as Man City beating Leeds 7-0 3 years ago. It's a thing that happened, believe it or not.
Here's the question of the night.
Okay. What if you were stranded? What if you were on a stranded island and had no other option than foods with cheese, Mr. Tom?
Huh. Well, first off, how would the cheese be there if you were on a stranded island?
Because I ain't bringing food with cheese in it.
And then how long would it last? I don't know.
I think we've misjudged you, Director John. Your name should actually be Detective John.
Well, I've been called a dick, so.
There you go. But no, in all seriousness, I would need to find a new diet very quickly. I'd need to turn into Rambo quick. I'd go hungry as well. Because I wouldn't be eating any of that cheese. I can tell you that now. I don't even like eating food that's touched cheese.
Wow. I don't get it.
I feel like I've got a theory that people. I don't think you're ever going to find a warmonger that doesn't eat cheese. I've no proof of that statement. I'm just very highly confident that it's probably true. Because of the sheer amount of people on Earth that eat cheese.
Okay.
2000. Sorry, in other news, Rooney still thinks he's the correct man for the job at Plymouth. If they're playing Leeds anytime soon, he absolutely is the correct man for the job. 2024 season started very nicely. I'm inclined to agree, depending on Sunday's result. Are you cheesed off, Tom? See what you did there. Very nice, Ian. Very nice. He will breathe. Very nice, Rosie. It's quick. It's clever. Miss Molina supported Rangers a couple of weeks ago. She's smart. I imagine, really, she was just saying it because it made you happy. I don't know what else to tell you. What, plus 12? Rosie, oh my God, we don't say that in public, Rosie.
John Morse.
Director John Morse.
I guess, what is he, a TV director? Well,
TV
big,
in the 90s, it was very, Detective
like
Morse was a big show. Yeah, like, he was an elder gentleman, but basically every case was solved within the hour.
Within the hour, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Despite all improbabilities and science on the case, that's what happened. Prediction Wolves on Spuds. If you stay with us, Mr. Potus 5000, I may have a prediction for you. One that could line all your pockets with gold. Or maybe not, but still. Oh, thank you, Chris Nix. How you doing, sir? Thank you. I have told all my friends and family I have outed you, Melina, as a blues fan. It's quite an outing. It's quite an outing. Happy birthday, Alison. And no one's going to understand why you called me that, Rosie. But I get it, and I appreciate it. Bring on April 26th when Leeds play Bristol City. It's going to be a good game. Hopefully not for Bristol City.
Okay.
Because we usually beat them. At Leeds, their record against us is not great recently. I'm good at watching Squid Game. I actually finished that. Not that that's an achievement, but it was all right. It was all right.
I've been binge watching The Sopranos. Oh, nice, Miss Melina. $5 Canadian dollars. That goes straight to fucking Lolo, though. Don't see a dime of that.
I'm
but
genuinely
thank you very
touched.
much. Yes.
No, I'm genuinely touched by the gesture. So thank you very much.
Very nice. Thank you.
It's enough to bring a tear to a glass eye, but I don't have glass eyes, so. But seriously, appreciate it. Pin cushion with all the best, Tom. You know he means that as well, because he usually has some witticism or something like that. But always leads to have a excellent record versus Bristol City. Exactly right, Jimmy. It's what I was thinking when that was said. You have a better camera angle when watching it at Leeds as well, unlike the one Bristol City game where it was basically like in row Z and you couldn't see anything. When the ball went up in the air, you couldn't see where the ball was. It was incredible. And I say incredible, meaning it was not incredible. I was quite angry at Sky. Happy 19th birthday to Mr. Tom. Where are you heading out tonight, mate? I will be heading to the Chinese.
Was it a 24-hour place?
Nah, but I chat late, don't I? And I'll get my usual of basically like 2 meals, and my favourite food is seconds. Anyway, sorry, I can slap my belly like I'm a walrus, but anyway.
Yeah, Lolo is missing. I think he went to El Paso to visit his family.
Yeah.
And
am I?
Oh, there he is. Didn't see you there, buddy.
What's up, fellas? Happy birthday, Tom.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Cheers.
Nice.
Do you know, guess how much football we've discussed in 33 minutes?
I've been listening for the past 5 minutes, and I would say 1% of the conversation.
Cheese talk 32 minutes, and maybe Leeds United talk a minute, and that's about it.
A lot of cheese talk.
Yeah, I don't
What's
know why.
Up?
In all fairness.
Oh, nice. Rosie, thank you, Rosie.
I thought I'd try the interesting tactic of basically just letting them bring up things and then we address them.
Yeah.
And that's what they've been doing. And by they, I mean the audience, of course.
And, of course, slam you there, Lolo.
Of course. I heard some of that.
Yeah, of course.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm in El Paso. It's a cool 60 degrees.
Nice. Yeah, you're in a sweatshirt, right? That's all.
Yeah. I have my jacket with me, but I don't know. I may need it in a little bit. It gets cold at night.
It looks like the sky is clear. Do I see stars?
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I see them behind you. Unless that's a spot on my computer.
No, that's a star. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very weird here being like in a t-shirt all day, barefoot in the backyard, sort of stuff. But yeah, it's 5 o'clock. It's 5:30 right now, which is very weird. I forgot until Tom said, "Are we doing the show?" I was like, "Oh my God, the show's in like 2 hours." Completely just spaced on that. My bad. But good to see everybody. Good to see you guys here. Happy Christmas. Happy Boxing Day. Leeds won. Arsenal won. Wolves won. West Ham won. Liverpool won.
What's this foreign talk? I don't know what is he talking about, Tom?
But Chelsea
talking
lost.
about sport.
We can all cheer the fact that Chelsea lost and Manchester United lost in brilliant fashion.
So you want to discuss these games?
And Man City drew to Everton. Oh my God. I know we did too, but I mean, come on. At home too. Insane slide from Man City. And even Bournemouth losing or drawing with Palace, they were on a tear. Villa, I don't know what's up with them. Newcastle was looking hot, and that looks scary for Arsenal going into the Carabao Cup. Because yes, we've won some games, but it hasn't been. It just hasn't been. I don't know. It's going to be rough in the Carabao Cup there. Spurs lost again. We can laugh at Spurs as well. West Ham winning, Wolves winning, all very good.
Yeah, Mark should be happy, right?
Yeah.
If I was Mark, I'd be thrilled right now.
Absolutely.
They couldn't get a win. They couldn't get a win for love nor money, and then they just pull two out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, because Man United are obviously not very good.
Is this true that El Paso is the home of the fajitas?
I mean, we had fajitas last night, and fajitas are always on the menu. I've had so many tamales since I've been here. Lots of flan, enchiladas. Yeah, Mexican food nonstop. It's fantastic. I'm so full. We're here in El Paso to celebrate Christmas, but also celebrate my grandma's 90th birthday, which was yesterday or today. Nobody knows, including her. So,
is it a guest day?
It's been a running joke in our family forever that nobody knows. Yeah, because she always celebrated it on the 27th, and then went to like renew her or get a passport, and they told her, no, your birthday is not on the 27th; it's on the 26th. So she told them no. So she thinks it's the 27th. So we celebrate on Christmas, but it's her 90th. So we're having a big party. All of my cousins are in town. All of her grandchildren, great grandchildren.
Nice.
We've got like 50 people coming to the party tomorrow, and they're all like our fairly immediate family, which is crazy.
Nice.
So yeah, should be fun. But yeah, but I'm here with you guys. Let's talk some football. Or not.
How was your Christmas day, though, Lolo, in general? Because obviously, I'm sure everyone.
It was good. What was that?
No, I was going to say everyone's dying to know, and I'm saying it out of politeness, of course. How was your Christmas day? To which you went, it was good. And I was like, okay, that level of analysis is what you can expect from Tom's bullshit on Friday nights on Stoop with Lolo.
Exactly. Yeah, it was good. The Santa came for the girls, and yeah, it was good. Of course, they were like, "Poppy, you got nothing. You got nothing from Santa. What is wrong? What did you do?" I was like,
My favourite thing about Christmas movies is when they do a movie where it's very ambiguous, but not ambiguous. Basically, they are saying that Santa is a real thing, but then the parents then don't act like, or something will happen which will then basically mean the whole myth of Christmas doesn't exist. So it's like, so is Santa buying the kids? Is Santa providing the presents, or is the parents? And why aren't the parents reacting accordingly? I've just always found that quite weird.
Yeah, we have to be surprised at what they get and be like, "Oh, why did you get that? Did you ask for that?" And then I start explaining how something works, and she's like, "How do you know what that is?" I'm like, oh.
And they always,
is this true?
They always seem clearly, because Sam Greenwood is clearly a 90-year-old lady.
Yep.
Has to be. And he also used to play for Leeds United, despite his appearance. Anyway,
Yeah, but he came from Arsenal, didn't he?
yeah, it's true.
Sam Greenwood.
That is true.
All right, let's look at the standings.
What
Look
did you
at
win
that.
on that, Mr. Herbert?
Look at that.
Well, it looks like Liverpool has a game in hand, so they're in pretty good shape.
Arsenal let
Liverpool-
me down 30 quid last week.
They are in pretty good shape there. But we're right behind them. We're right behind them. They just gotta keep up, and they're gonna feel the pressure of the chase because Chelsea's gonna stay there. Chelsea's gonna keep chasing.
Has
And,
Arsenal played Liverpool?
Yeah, we drew at home.
Yeah, that was that one where you were nearly through, weren't you, in like near the end of the game, and
Yep.
yeah, and that created a
Same
whole
thing as the year
difficult
before.
left against
Same
them.
thing.
Yep.
Same thing as the year before.
Okay. So obviously Liverpool's game in hand is against Everton.
Yeah.
Everyone within the sound of our voices knows it's Everton, but in case they didn't, it's Everton. By the simplicity of math, as in who hasn't played all their games. There's only 2 of them that haven't. John, is there any way that I can explain this even easier for a 4-year-old?
Yeah, just look at the table there.
Yeah.
And the Wolves are out of the out of the basement.
Yeah, 2 wins in a week. We'll do that to you
Yeah,
when
good.
you're at the bottom of the Premier League. Because no one's very good at the bottom of the Premier League, with respect.
Oh, look
And
at this.
I'm
That's
kind
incredible, Anthony.
Yeah. I wanted to know what the actual bet was. Like, what did you pick to get 650? Because you're kind of coming for my gig here, sir.
Yeah.
I'm only joking. That'd be doing me a favour, Anthony. Because then I wouldn't have to be sitting there at fucking 1 a.m. or something like, or whatever time it is, and going, John, I've done the pick. I've done the picks. Just, I was very late with it this week, actually. To be fair, picked him this morning with loads of research. I promise you, loads of research. Just don't ask me to repeat any of it to you. I'll prove it.
Liverpool.
Yeah, Robin Hood.
Liverpool. Yeah, I think we all want to know. Rosie's asking what the bet was, Anthony. Let's hear that bet. Let's see what you got 650 on, and I want to know if you bet $1 or £1 to make 650. That's crazy.
I think that's what he said, right?
That was what I gathered from what Anthony said. Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know.
Well, no, the stake wasn't said, but average what it's not going to surprise me if he says like £10 won 650. It's still really impressive, isn't it?
Yeah. It's still a long odds.
Yeah. Unless he then says I spent £649 to win 650,
Yeah.
it's
He's
still impressive.
He's like, I spent 700 on Liverpool to win straight out against Leicester City. Like, good, you won 650. Meaning he took home 650 because they actually took $50 from him.
Right,
just to place a bet.
And they smacked them.
Anders, about 1 minute ago said, Sam is rude to me, but he's from Norway, so it's okay. He's like an annoyed uncle. Oh, God. What time? Hang on. So it's 46 past midnight. I'm remembering it because I've got a screenshot this later and go, Sam, you see what he called you? He said you're his annoyed uncle. But no, he is.
It's Tom's birthday, right?
Absolutely.
Lolo?
So one of the first things I said was happy birthday.
Nice. Well, people in the audience might not.
Yeah, happy birthday, Tom. And to be completely honest, Tom, I was going to sit out this show because my kids are inside with my mom and my wife, and they're making cookies for my grandma's birthday tomorrow, and it's something I should really be doing with my family. But I told them, hey, it's Friday night. I can't forget my other family. It's Mr. Tom's birthday. And John needs to have a beer with somebody.
I only get 2 birthdays a year, so That's a joke. It literally is really my birthday, but I was doing a joke that I'm the Queen because she has two. Oh look, it's Gary. It's Gary. And the important thing that Rosie just made it clear: hey, Anders, Sam Greenwood smelt his own farts. She didn't spell it right because he smelt his on farts. But I read between the lines to do her a favour. Lawrence Watkins has turned up as well. Hello, and obviously he's going to say something about West Ham being great, and then I'm going to tell him he's lying.
Are.
But yeah,
how great they are with their one goal against Southampton. It's so impressive. Very impressive.
Well, she won't be around for her 2 birthdays this year.
The Queen is dead. Rosie, isn't Rosie Scottish? She's Scottish, right? Yeah. So I just read everything with a Scottish accent, and it's fine.
Have that ready to go.
That looks like my gran, actually.
John's like, right, I've got that up my sleeve, ready to go. John's anticipating the jokes at this point.
Got this one too. She's right underneath the Queen.
That was the Queen. That was the Queen 15 years ago.
In 1995, some would argue that Pam Ransom was a queen of assault. Of assault, not assault, the crime. But anyway.
I'm surprised he's not coming on there.
Who, Gary?
Yeah.
For Tom's birthday?
Gary was doing a watch-along earlier, if I remember rightly, for the Arsenal game. Which may be why he's basically made the decision go, I'm going to spend time with my actual family.
Did you want to talk about the championship table? I mean, we got some good things there, Mr. Tom.
We would accept some amazing sights.
We would accept Rosie's now asking what my Scottish accent is like, so we may not have time to talk about any football.
Okay.
It's maybe an hour, an hour 13 of Sean Connery.
Basically, Rosie, we used to do a bit on Gary's old show, not his old show, on his show, where basically I would ask him questions, but I'm asking questions to him as the character from Highlander, played by Sean Connery. And Lolo would answer these questions as the character while sounding like Sean Connery, who is not Spanish, but Egyptian, obviously.
Egyptian.
Yeah.
Basically, Rosie, my sister-in-law lives in Edinburgh, and my wife always wants to go visit. And I'm like, we should go. And my wife corrects me and goes, no, I'm going to go. You cannot go to Scotland because you are going to speak to everyone like you're Sean Connery and you're going to get punched in the face. And to that, I said, You're probably right. But growing up as a young boy in Barcelona, I learned my swordplay. And I'll be like, oh, look at this great country we've got here. That's fantastic. And they'll be like, sir, you got to go. I'll be like, but what's the problem?
Is somebody in the background there? Is he ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. He's ready.
Who do we got? Uh-oh.
You know, I didn't want to come on so quickly, but when Lolo talked smack about us, when I watched the Arsenal match today, try to be respectful when the tractor boys almost took them down and almost tied it up in the final minutes. I had to
1-0 to the Arsenal, 1-0 to the Arsenal, 1-0.
I'll be back.
I wanted to come on to say, Tom, you are old as fuck, so happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Now, I am like Father Time, so I can say that.
That's why I said thank you, sir, because I know you know.
How you guys doing? Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, man, it's been good.
You're in Texas, right, Lolo?
Yep. Yes, I am.
Yeah, I was traveling.
But I'm in El Paso, Texas. So when people are like, "Oh, I know Texas. I've been to Dallas," I'm like, "No. You're talking Texas like this, like Texas, like Jesus Christ, man. It's Texas. And I'm more. We live in Texas. welcome. We're gonna have some enchiladas, like Breaking Bad. If you've seen Breaking Bad, that's exactly what El Paso looks like.
I have, and I know what you mean.
Like they wanted to shoot Breaking Bad in El Paso, but it would have been too violent.
Gotcha.
So they calmed it down a little bit and moved them to what, Albuquerque or somewhere like that.
Good show that. Breaking. In lockdown. I watched the whole entirety of Breaking Bad, but I couldn't help but watching it, thinking The Wire is still better.
Wire is still better. I watched.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. I'm from Baltimore, and it was pretty bad thing about Baltimore. But The Wire is pretty awesome. Breaking Bad is awesome too.
They're both.
Here's
the
the thing.
shows.
It's a tight one. I agree. It's
The Wire is incredible, but it's season by season. And they switch their storylines up a little bit. So that's the only reason I would say Breaking Bad is a super long film of one thing, multiple seasons, but super long one thing that was incredible.
That's
because
true,
you can have people say of like
Mhm.
Breaking Bad, like the Irish season, people didn't care for it that much, even though that season standalone is a very good season of television.
Yeah.
It's just the season, the first season and the season after that were like just incredible. And you know Bunny, right, from the show?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So yeah, he's the guy who beats me up because I peed myself.
That's cool.
And you're like, I'm not sure I know what you're talking about, but I was in an episode of Prison Break, and not this movie. Yeah, that's Cuba Gooding Jr. killing me. To which my other grandma said, "Necklace." My grandma from South Carolina said, "Oh, I just love seeing you in your television shows and your movies, but I just can't watch that Cuban fella anymore after what he did to you." And I was like, he's not Cuban. His name is Cuba. She's like, "I don't care. That Cuban fella, after he put that shower curtain on your head, oh my word, bless his heart. If I ever see that Cuban fella."
How hard did you have to work to go, well, Granny, he didn't kill me because I'm stood here listening to you describing what he did to me in what they call film.
She got all that. She got all that. And I showed her my little paycheck, and she's like, "Well, okay. I still not watching any of that Cuban fellas." She canceled Cuba Gooding Jr. before he canceled himself.
Oh, Lord.
So
I was about to say, like, no one watches Cuba Gooding Jr. these days.
But if you watch season 3, episode 1 of Prison Break, you will see me getting yelled at by Robert Wisdom, aka Bunny from The Wire, and then I pee myself, and then he beats the crap out of me more, and he says in Spanish, "Don't ever use my house as a bathroom or as a toilet."
And don't let Lolo downplay this. He does turn up in one other scene where he's just stood there in the courtyard in the background, because I was watching that episode and I was like, I can't get away from that motherfucker. He's fucking all over this fucking show. Pardon my language.
And you know what is awesome, Tom? That scene, that one that you're talking about, where I didn't say anything, I'm just walking through the courtyard and then I'm standing there in the background. They use that in the previously on Prison Break for the next episode, and they show us walking past. So I get paid residuals for 2 episodes instead of 1.
Nice. There you go.
So yeah, I get my $20 every 4 years.
Hey, that's money. Money.
I did a Prison Break rewatch earlier in the year, hence why I brought it up. So again, I was like, no, I'll just see you on Prison Break. Because I knew it was going to happen. But I was like, what happens before that? But anyway, I enjoyed the original season of Prison Break, but the biggest plot hole is they have the characters all thinking, like, when you get out of prison, the police aren't going to look for you. You can just be with your families forever. And then when they do get out, spoiler, it's called Prison Break. When they do get out, within the first episode, they're like, "You didn't tell me it'd be like this. You just fucking FBI looking for you. Of course they're fucking looking for you." I just couldn't believe it. And I'm watching, I'm watching these motherfuckers, but I wanted to see what happened next, and I wished I didn't. But
Well, no, it's exactly like football, Tom. You spend an entire season trying to break out of the championship, and you break out, and you're like, "We're done." Nobody told us we're gonna have to play more games. We can't just stay here forever.
What
Would
do
you say to
what do
prep
you mean we
forever?
have to play better teams?
What?
What do you mean? What do you mean we're playing a standard of team that's not just going to do a 10-man defense? And
I was
I'll
so
get
good
what leads to training sessions.
outsmarting the idiot guards in prison. Why can't I outsmart the FBI agents outside of prison? Oh, because they went to high school. Yeah. Anyway,
I enjoyed it in all seriousness because I'm the sort of person, if I start watching a TV show, it has to be really bad for me to not want to know how it finished. But saying that, I didn't watch all Dexter because that got to a stage where I was like, I don't give a fuck who this motherfucker kills next.
yeah, I think I took like a 3-year break before I actually watched the end of that because I was like, okay, it's getting kind of crazy, and I hated all the side characters. His sister, the
His
other
sister's
cops,
the worst. His sister's the worst.
The worst. And then the Cuban guy, the cop, who looks like he should be a little person, but he's really tall. But he's got too big of a
Yes.
head
I know
and he's
exactly
like,
what you mean.
and he's a bad actor. And you're like, you should be 4 feet tall. How are you 6 feet tall? Like he's on stilts. This guy is on stilts.
He has main character's best friend written all over him. And yet, when he
he's
turns
so
up in
bad.
Gotham as fucking the local villain, I'm like, you fucking got all this wrong. He needs to be Batman's mate who gets killed in the first 5 minutes of an episode.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't hate him as much as Lolo hates him, clearly.
Well, you know what's funny is we're rewatching all these Christmas movies, and I'm watching Die Hard, of course, and it's just funny.
Chris's debate was in my sister's house is Die Hard a Christmas movie, and I said, hell yeah.
If it's on TV all Christmas long,
it's it. It has to be.
It takes place at the Christmas party. I don't even get why there used to be a debate over it. Don't get me wrong. I'm at the stage where I'm not actually getting a verbal fights with anyone over it. If they go, it's not a Christmas movie, I'm like, all right, sure, get on with my life. But in the same way that it's a Christmas movie, in the same way that Trading Places is a Christmas movie, because there's a scene at the Christmas party too, which also facilitates.
I agree with that. Oh, that's a good throwback there, Tom. That's an old movie. I like that.
Trading Places is excellent, and not just because of Jamie Lee Curtis being.
Well, she showed her boobs there. That was kind of a plus. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But yeah, because obviously room and board isn't the only thing that's free around here. I've seen it a few times. Rewind. Anyway, sorry, what? No, but in all seriousness, my thing with Die Hard, though, sorry to just very quickly, when Sam Greenwood, for example, we do a show where we talk about movies, and he did favourite movies, and I basically, Die Hard's my favourite movie. It's very clever.
I like it.
It's pretty much perfect, apart from the ambulance at the end, because there's no way they drove that ambulance into Nakatomi Plaza and then hid it in the back of the lorry, which when they walked out of it at the start of the movie wasn't in the back of the lorry, but then it was at the end when it suited him to be driving into. Anyway, that's my favourite movie. It's not my favourite Christmas movie, because Jingle All the Way is absolutely a Christmas movie.
Jingle All the Way, yeah. I mean, is there anything more?
Is there anything a bigger Christmas movie for a parent than it's Christmas Eve and I've not got my son's toy, and I need to, and my wife thinks I have got it.
That's how Festivus started.
That is how Festivus started.
He was reaching for a doll for his son.
Is that the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie when they were fighting for the? Oh, that is a good. That's a good.
No,
movie.
no. It's a Sinbad movie that also stars Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Sinbad's the best part of the film, and
Sinbad
it has Phil Hartman in it as well.
That's right, Sinbad. Oh, I like Sinbad too. That was good. Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know where Sinbad went, because Sinbad shouldn't have ever gone away, even though I'm lying, because he obviously needed to.
I think he had like a massive heart attack or something like that, and he kind of stepped away. At first, I thought he died, but I think he had some medical issues and kind of stepped away. Lolo, you know anything about it?
I mean, he's living off the Jingle All the Way residuals. What else does he need to do?
That's right.
If I make $20 every 4 years from one episode of Prison Break, he's doing all right off of Jingle All the Way just from
Sinbad's
Tom
bills
watching
are
it every
being
year.
paid. Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. I get this England money every year. This one guy in England keeps watching my movies.
He loves me.
I'll see. Every year, after at some point, I didn't do it this year actually, but I've replayed all the scenes in my head, so it was fine. Like I can rewatch it without actually physically watching it, which is a talent, some would say. Not anyone
Now,
on here, clearly, but
Sinbad was not in a genie movie called Shazam.
Kazam.
He was
Oh,
Kazam. He was not in that.
Kazam's a real movie starring Shaquille O'Neal as a genie.
Yeah, but a lot of people think
Yeah.
Sinbad was the star of Kazam,
Yeah, it's true.
but he never was. It's one of those things. I forget what it's called.
They call it the Mandela effect or something.
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Because everybody remembers that Nelson Mandela was killed in prison or something like that. And they're like, no, he lived way past that.
He became their president.
He actually got out of jail. Yes.
Yeah. It's like the Berenstain Bears.
Life went
or the
quite well for him
Berenstein
when he
Bears.
got released from jail.
What's that?
Life went quite well for Nelson Mandela when he got released from jail. He only ended up becoming the president of the country.
And he got divorced.
Yep. Picked up a younger wife. Hey, you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Ian, it's a genuine thing.
How long was he in jail?
Ooh.
Wasn't it like 25 years? It was something.
Right.
Because
it was.
Tom, it was very close to that. It was in the 20s.
He got out. He got out of prison and said, I can't take this anymore. And he divorced his wife.
Well, he looked at her and he's like, man, you're older now. I need a
He's
younger
released in
chick.
like 1990. Yeah. But
no, that's when he looked at her and he said, I cannot support any woman who stays married to a man incarcerated. And she's like, wait, what? That was you. Yeah.
It's kind of like
that Mandela accent in my pocket.
Rosie's about to get a awakening here when this question gets answered.
Tom isn't a fan of Jason and the Argonauts. Is that a show? Is that a movie?
I've never seen it.
I can't stand these reflections.
Rosie's asked Jimmy, who do you support besides Celtic? She's about to be in for one hell of a shock. Sinbad being in Shazam. He wasn't, but because people are conflating the fact that Shaquille O'Neal played a genie in a film called Kazam, they're remembering it as Sinbad. But because enough people have mentioned it, it just became a thing where people are like, yeah, I've seen that movie. Because they think they have, but it doesn't exist. It's a real recognised thing.
And Sinbad was from the 90s, who always dressed in MC Hammer pants and big crazy vests. So he always looked like a genie to begin with.
That's right.
So you just remember him as a genie.
He's in Coneheads as well, just randomly.
Lord.
Sinbad.
Coneheads.
Hey, we want to do betting in the dark. Do we need to take a bio break or no?
Well, I know I just came on quickly, but I couldn't. I do have to take a bio break. You guys keep going. I can run. I'm in the man cave. It's only like right there in the corner.
If it was a real man cave, you just go to the corner and pee.
I'm outside. I can just pee. I'm in the desert, so.
If you could just take me out the show long enough for me to go and retrieve my betting in the dark kit.
Okay.
Where's that goose at?
We can do a bio break.
That's the kit. Is the wooden poultry.
Lolo's out on a desert and it's like 80 degrees. So how is it right out there?
It's getting chilly. It's probably down to like 55.
Oh, love it.
So,
Tom, where can we purchase these betting in the dark kits? Are they on the stupidlolo.com?
In the same place where you buy Wolverhampton.
It's on the dark web or Alibaba or something.
On
And
the web,
Alibaba
so
and the 40
dark.
Thieves, Beastie Boys.
It's on the
Alibaba
web
and
so dark that the police would shoot it.
I like that. You can probably get Wolverhampton, but you can only buy it on Alibaba, and you have to buy a minimum of 1,000 cans.
1,000. It's like
They'll make it. They'll make it for us. I'm sure they will. It'll be some sort of meat.
I like hot and spicy.
But no, in all seriousness, I won't bring the ducks. Let's get on with betting in the dark, if you don't mind, Director John.
Oh, you
And
want
it's
it?
a
We can.
special
What? How long
Yeah.
are you gonna need?
We can keep it going because we haven't
24
talked any
Yeah, keep
football.
going. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to do betting in the dark right now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let me get to the. Okay, here we go.
If you do not mind.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
Roll up, everyone. It's time for a New Year's Eve. I've probably done too many Eves edition of Betting in the Dark with me, Santa Tom. That's never going to be a thing. Go to John, if you don't mind, please. Sponsored by Murder Gun. The movie starring
Coming
Gary
soon.
Busey and Steven Seagal.
Coming next Christmas.
And Nick Nolte. I've gone here with Man City to win 5-3 with goals, because Erling is due. Especially after that penalty. He's due to get something right.
Wait, did he have a penalty?
He had a penalty against Everton, which he missed.
He missed?
It was saved.
He missed.
Pickford
He was
saved it. The best part of it is one of the Everton players. I think it was Seamus Coleman. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Before the penalty, he walked up to him and went, "Stay humble."
No, you're joking. Did
That's
he
true.
actually say that?
It's recorded. I've seen it. To be fair, Bix Gunner sent it. Bix Gunner had it. It's a real thing. Seamus Coleman saying, "Stay humble, mate," or whatever it is he said. But and then he rewarded him for it by missing. Yeah. There you go. Bits confirming. But no, seriously, this is the sort of game where if you are going to get out of your rut by winning like one game, the first game you've won in about 8 games or whatever it ends up being, you're going to get goals, because Leicester's defending is not amazing, is it, for a Premier League team? And Jamie Vardy is Jamie Vardy, because Man City's defending isn't amazing for a top Premier League side right now either. Because who's protecting their defence? I just find it fascinating how losing one player has made them basically become shit.
Well, Man City, you got to think Foden's been terrible this year. They're not Holland in the middle. He's not getting it because nobody's getting him the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pathetic this year. They're really pathetic.
This shows me how similar our football is to the American football, because your football, obviously, everything goes through attacking wise, everything goes through the quarterback. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the time it's perceived as in the star player of that team is against the star player of that other team.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, it's kind of like, so if Rodri doesn't play well, Man City are probably not going to win.
Yeah. But I think it goes to they're not feeding it to the middle. Holland's not having a chance. He's a big striker, big ant, but he's just not getting it. And I don't know what the answer is, but I don't know. What do you guys think about Man City and their debacle right now with lack of scoring goals and Holland not for at least like the last 10 matches?
I've no other way to justify that I'm putting Leicester to score 3 goals other than it paid the most money.
Gotcha.
But no, I genuinely feel like obviously Man City can they haven't been, but they can hit someone for a lot of goals. And
They can.
arguably,
But-
someone is due a bit of a thumping.
Mm.
But
8
they'll take
goals.
the win.
Seamus Coleman got booked for chatting up Holland. Here, I have it on here.
Well worth it.
See if we can play it from the beginning. I don't hear the audio on here, but
I didn't just say it then. Say uncle.
yeah. But then he gets booked for it. Seamus Coleman gets booked for it.
Oh,
It's like, I
Lord.
told you 1, 2, 3 times. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
It's just, they're not
He should be
impressing me
knighted.
at all.
Even if he's Irish, he should be knighted as a member of the British Empire, and basically like, well done for just knighted for bants reasons, banter. But no, in all seriousness, no, you're probably right. There is probably not a chance of it, but there is a universe where they have scored 3 goals in games against Manchester City. And
It's not on this universe, though, Tom. Happy birthday. I love you, but nope, not today. I say this will be a 2-1 Man City victory.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm not placing this bet. First of all, I don't see City scoring 5 goals, but I don't see
No.
Leicester scoring 3 goals.
It's not even
Honestly,
worth 27 of your cents.
Well,
Nope.
no.
If I had feelings, Lolo, they would have been hurt. But no, in all seriousness, if you don't mind, Director John, I'd appreciate you going on to the second one. Sponsored by Wolver Spampton.
my
Hot and spicy,
God.
brother. Hot and spicy, brother. Hot and spicy. The Wolves to win 3-1 at Tottenham.
I would love that.
3-0 at Tottenham. 3-0. Sorry, I was in flow. Cunha's going to score first because he's good. He's a good footballer. He's their best footballer. He's obviously their best footballer. He's not going to be playing for them this time next year. I think that's pretty obvious. He'll be lucky if he's playing for them at the end of next month. They'll be lucky, not him. He'll still be at Wolves. I mean, call that for what you will. But and I basically picked another one of their attacking players to also get on. The guy who actually got disallowed goal against Man United, if I remember correctly. By far. But yeah, I don't think this is one I have to work very hard to justify, because Tottenham's defence is an absolute shambles and Wolves have started going up the pitch and trying to win football matches. And they've been succeeding over the last week at winning football matches. And all the ingredients really come to in the pot of Tottenham are going to win this because they're better than Wolves. But really, it's going to be...
And for real, when does Cunha's suspension start? This is 2 matches he's played since the incident.
Isn't he appealing it? Or is something like that's going on?
I mean, they haven't given him anything to appeal. That's what I was arguing with Mark last week. He's like, it's appealing. Why do you want my players to be fucking worry about your own red cards? And I'm like, I'm just saying, are you allowed to elbow some staff member in the back of the head and then take his glasses like a petulant child?
Yeah, I agree
and then
with that.
you're allowed to play, and then he scores the goal. This week he scores the goal, assists on the second goal. I mean, people have a right to be a little bit offended or pissed off, but if Man United weren't so terrible the entire match, they would actually have an argument, but they were so bad that like they didn't deserve anything out of the match anyway. But it's very odd that Cunha has been allowed to play, and he's been very effective these past 2 games. He's been carrying the team. So I don't know.
Very good, Ian. Very good. I don't think this is the worst pick I've made.
Well, I think it's pretty close, though. I definitely don't see them beating the Spuds by that. I hate the Spuds, and I'd love to put Lolo's rap on here because hate the Spuds or whatever. They suck.
Tottenham
Spuds
sucks.
suck. Tottenham suck. And for this, though, I agree with you. Cunha should be suspended and out of the thing. And I think right now, if the league should be doing something about it. If it's just internal, they won't do anything about it because they're taking his performance over discipline, which is a sad state of affair. But at the end of the day, I think the Spuds, they can come up. They're going to take. I see a 3-1 Spuds win on this one. Sorry to say, Tom. Happy birthday, Spuds suck.
Well, okay. Everyone's
This
entitled
one's
to their
worth-
opinion, even if
This
they
one's
turn out to
worth
be wrong.
27 cents. This one's
I
worth
will, thank you.
27 cents.
It should
I
be.
would get. I'd give you a 27 cents and a spicy ham spam sandwich. I would do that.
You'd put 27 cents into a ham sandwich.
Spam sandwich with that, I'd bet that, and if not, I'd give him a can of spam. In
Oh,
America, we could do it. Spam sandwich.
In my head, you're just going around putting coins between bread.
Oh, it happens.
Okay. If you don't mind, Director John, can we go on to the third and final one so I can remember what I picked? Oh, there you go.
Woo! I'd like you're the smartest man around. Happy birthday time.
Let's be fair. If I'd have known that Lawrence was available and was coming on, this would have been 8-1 to Liverpool. But that would still probably pay less than West Ham winning 3-1. I was actually shocked it paid 335.
I like that.
Putting Salah on the score sheet was a big jump.
Bowen scoring first, Salah getting a score, very solid stuff. West Ham winning 3-1. I would put 5 bones on this.
I would also bet Bowen to score first, Salah to score, and Liverpool to win 3-1.
Congratulations, Lolo. You've just created a bet that pays you £4.
Hey, Lolo, look at my prediction real quick, if you can see it. It's really close. It's in the middle.
Let's see, John, popping big.
These are our predictions.
3-1. There you
Liverpool, yeah. So
Can you do the thing where you shuffle your papers? That's the main reason I come on here on Fridays. Is to see the shuffle. I want to see that shuffle, babe. Yeah. Anyway, what? Yeah.
Lawrence, when do you guys play? On Sunday?
Sunday, 12:15 on USA Network. Be there, be square, do a watch along. I'll be part of it. Let's go, baby. Hey, you got to cheer for your team. They may lose, but you cheer for your squad. There it is, right there. Thank you,
Hey,
John.
I wasn't laughing because of that. It's because of your passion for it, where you're like, yeah, you got to watch along. I'll be on all your watch alongs. I'll sit on them all at the same time. I've got 8 webcams. Yeah. But yeah, you're right.
Tony?
In the UK time, you kick off at 5:15.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is just half an hour earlier than Leeds United will rock up at Derby County. Guess what I'll be watching? It won't be the London Stadium.
Well, do they have? Does Leeds actually go on TV, or do you have to get it like on like a special network?
It's interesting you say that because Leeds were on TV the other night, and if you were lucky enough to watch it, and you then had to go through the battle of being able to see through all the fog.
See, I only have the things for like the top tier league, not the junior league.
No,
that's interesting you say that, considering your club has spent pretty much your entire existence in that second league.
And I was going to say, if you have to watch your team in Champions League, then you have Paramount Plus, and then you can see all the EFL matches as well. But you don't have that problem. So
I do have Paramount Plus, Lolos, but I try to jab the Tom. But thank you.
and I'm jabbing right back.
I got you. Look, see, Tom, you got a defender. You can't defend yourself, so someone else has to defend you.
Well, Tom has no feelings. Expressed.
I'll be honest. I zoned out about 28 seconds ago. So if to save my life, I couldn't repeat what you just said.
I'm sure you couldn't.
I would go. You know what? Let's just save everyone some time. Just bring on the gun.
Oh, good. But I'm telling you, I'm a big Leeds fan. I am. I cheer for the Leeds.
You always said that with a straight face, sir.
I tried. Did it work?
Who the fuck is Tony? It's the gentleman in the. It's the gentleman on the right. I know it's already been said to you, but how is Tony doing? I haven't heard from him in a while. He randomly pops up on things or when I'm in the chat, and then he ends up going, "Hello, Mr. Tom." I'm like, "All right, I know that guy."
No, Tony's doing good. That I know. He's part of the early doors and all that with Ant
Yeah.
and Fuzz and all that. Good channel. We actually did one watch along with him a couple weeks ago. They're doing good, and he always likes your channel too, you guys. So you guys are always solid.
Well, that is genuinely good to hear, despite how sarcastic that sounds.
It's all about it. It's all sarcasm. It's all fun.
How is this $40?
That's what I was like, because Man
Wolves
City
to
are
beat
1-3,
and West Ham to beat Liverpool should be 40-1. This should be an accumulator.
6.
Cheers,
Have a good
Jimmy.
night,
Happy New Year
Jimmy.
as well.
Yep, have a good New Year, mate. I think Wolves are about 6-1, and West Ham are about 6-1.
Yeah.
So
6-1 to beat
roughly
Liverpool.
one of the two is 6-1. I'll have a look now. Tell you what they are.
Liverpool have only lost like one game in all competitions.
And if you watch Liverpool, they are so clinical and attacking. That they're a beast. I'm telling you, I ain't trying to brag. I predicted the beginning of the year to win it all, and I saw them. What was it yesterday? They're solid, man, all around. That is a tough team to beat this year.
Wolves are 10-3 currently, and West Ham are 6-1. Yeah, if you were to do it now, it would pay £38.
Probably because West Ham's home, but I still see they're going to get. I say it's going to be 3-1 Liverpool. Lucky to get the goal, but I'm going to give it to them.
All the money's gone on to Manchester City because they've gone from 1-3 to 3-10. For £10 wins you free, which makes sense, I suppose.
I may do it, Mo.
Sell the house and go all in Lolo. This is not how football works. He's a character, him. Yeah, Leicester are 15-2, so 7.5-1. Let's see what the biggest price of the weekend is for a team to win. Oh no! It's Leicester.
Is it really?
It's not Ipswich over Chelsea.
Yeah, I thought that would be the one. Yeah, Ipswich plays a tight D though. Like tonight against your team, man. I was surprised the Tractor Boys kept. You guys had like 76 time of possession, but they were like still fighting hard defensively. They were keeping it down. So I gave them some respect there. And even at the end there, they had a couple opportunities. Like at the 88th minute, it's like shit. You're at your end. They could have. If they would have scored that goal, I was thinking Lolo's going to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Because
I mean, they had an opportunity in the first minute. I think that like should have. There's no reason.
What is it about Arsenal? Like, if the other team wins the coin toss and selects to kick off, why do they always get a shot? And I don't really base it on anything other than like a year ago where it felt like even Leeds should have scored against Arsenal in the first minute in the Premier League.
Yeah, and Bournemouth got that goal in like 20 seconds. We play Brentford next and at Brentford. So like I'm thinking first minute we're gonna go down.
But Lolo, when I see and I watch you guys this year, it's like when you started scoring a lot of goals, it's Saka who makes so much. He makes so many things happen, not just on the corner. His creativity, his pass in the middle, how he comes from right into the middle. That's a major loss for you guys. I thought, hey, you got a lot of backup. They put Martinelli on the right, and he's had a better year this year than he's had. Like last year, I thought he was a little weaker. But I mean, golly, Saka is such a big loss for you guys, and hopefully he comes back for you because he creates a lot, and I know I'm preaching to the choir.
No, I'm hoping that this forces us to make the left-hand side as effective as the right-hand side.
Because the right was strong, yeah.
And then when he comes back, all of a sudden we have a strong left side that people are worried about. And I think Martinelli actually has looked better on the right side. And it may be because he has Timber behind him, and Odegaard likes to veer towards the right. But I thought they did well today. Yes, we should have scored more goals. But once again, to bring home a 1-0 win, those wins are not easy wins, especially when you score in the first half. And just because it's something like when we played West Ham last year and we had the most shots, the most touches in an opponent's box ever, and we scored 0 goals. Sometimes you just have a match like that. So what needs to happen is you cannot give away a goal at the other end. And yes, Ipswich had chances, but they didn't get in. They didn't get in, and that's what's so important. And that's how you can win. I mean, that's where the chant 1-0 to the Arsenal comes from, is because it was fucking scary for an entire year winning matches like that. But we knew at that time our defense was so solid that all we needed to do was score 1 goal. If we scored that 1 goal, we've got a great chance to win. Nowadays, it's not that way.
So I was going to ask you that question.
When we score 1, I'm screaming at the television, begging us to not slow down, to keep going. Just play like you didn't even score. Play like it's 0-0. Play like we're going to lose if we don't score again. So
I got you. Yeah, that was a question I was going to ask you about that because I watched the full Liverpool match. Was it yesterday? They've all been mixed up. Then I watched the full Arsenal game today because I wanted to look at who are and I did it as a fan of the game, and I thought, what is that? I have no idea what that is.
It's
have
a
you ever
cartoon,
seen the film Up?
Animated movie.
It's probably an insult, but anyway.
No, he's a good-looking fella.
But I thought that Liverpool yesterday and how they pass around the box, they are so smooth. And I just think right now, no offense to anybody, I'm a West Ham fan, Liverpool is a league above everybody else on their clinical, tactical, how they move the ball in possession. It's just so smooth. It's like they know each other really well. But I hate to say it, but I think that's my thought process.
What did you make of the Southampton game in general, Lawrence?
I was traveling, so I had to look at the highlights because that's why I couldn't be last week. I went to visit family, like Lolo's doing now. And, again, we've been terrible since the Bournemouth game. Sluggish and all, not playing well. But out of all that, we've gotten 4 points, and we're staying above. I'm not happy with the team. We have 5 injuries coming into the game against Liverpool. So I call it a free pass because we're going to probably lose the match. That's why I said 3-1 Liverpool. I'm not happy with them right now.
I hope this isn't the character that they were talking about.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Is that it? Goddamn, I don't look that old, golly. Give me a break.
Wow. That's an insult.
You ain't seen the guns underneath here. I'm still a young buck.
As I say, Lawrence, you are a character, sir.
That's all good.
But no, I appreciate what you said about West Ham there, to Southampton game. But are you Lopetegui in or Lopetegui out?
Awesome question, Tom, because I'm indifferent because I think I put a lot of onus on the players. I think, they keep saying we're changing the mold of where Moyes was at before, but we have a lot of different players. So I still think that, I'm going to give more of an opportunity to go, and like I said, my biggest thing was between the last 2 matches, I wanted 4 points. We got 4 points. Southampton, did you want to dominate them? Yeah. But have you guys noticed throughout the Prem this year how many close games there are, even from like the bottom teams? Even look at today. Arsenal 1-0 against Ipswich. It's like there are a lot more tighter games than there used to be. There's not like the blowout. Every once in a while you have one. But I'll take my victory, go on. Liverpool's a free pass, and then we go on from there. So, but Lopetegui in or out, it's hard. And Tom, the biggest thing why I say that is because I don't see the proper tactics, what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? You usually can tell by a formation or what they're trying to do. It's really like throwing people places. There's no, you can't, as a fan, you can't see what he's trying to do, I guess. With Moyes, you might not have liked it, but you could see what he was trying to do. Park the bus, low press, counter, and all this. With him, he mixes it up a lot. He'll move his midfielders from left to right. He does a lot of crazy shit, which makes it hard for a fan to understand what his tactics are.
Keep in mind when I say this, I don't watch a lot of your club's games, so I could be entirely wrong. But I get the impression you spent too much money in the summer. I know that sounds like a silly thing because every team loves to spend money. Fans love to see their teams win. But what I mean is you bought in so many players that you cannot create an identity for your team, which is basically ties into what you're saying about you don't know what the identity of Lopetegui's football is because he doesn't know because he's got the team and then he's just been given another £200 million worth of players. And if it turns out it's not £200 million, then whatever. But, you know, the point is basically you've handed him a team of Premier League footballers and then gone to him, here you go, here's some more footballers like Fulkrug and Somerville and whoever else you bought. Was it Dawson? Not Dawson, you sold Dawson.
We brought in Kilman from the Wolves. We brought in Somerville from your team. We brought in Fulkrug from Germany. We brought in other players. I can keep going on. Rodriguez from Argentina, different things. So my point is this. Yeah, we did bring in, they said, the biggest signing. But as we all know, as in sports, you have to have the right chemistry. They all came in. They didn't have the whole summer to gel. Yep. We got them into like the 9 players at the end. Everyone's like, oh, great thing. New manager. That's a lot of shit you got to kind of gel together and kind of go together. That's why I always said, let's give it 10 games maybe to see how they're doing with that. So it's struggling now because I thought that it would take more time to figure out where they're at. But, you know, what I try to think of as positivity is that they're not all working together because, like Todibo, I really rate him great as a defender in the back, and he's not having enough time. And with Lopetegui, I honestly, no offense, but he cannot articulate, because I don't know if he knows the English language very well, to interact with the players. And that's no offense to no one. But I always watch their press conferences 2 days prior to the match, and he has to have an interpreter to talk to them on what the reporters are asking. So how is he really effectively talking to the other players? And no offense, I know that it's an international league, Premier League. Most of them don't speak English, but I don't see the motivation, innovation into that, and I don't see the tactics into that. But
with that, Lawrence. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Sorry,
no, Tom, go, Tom, go.
What I was going to say is he might actually be doing, as it's got mentioned, Bielsa, who used to manage Leeds. In my opinion, he spoke amazing English, but for interviews, he realised very quickly that basically, if you talk to an interpreter and then go yes, no to everything, your interview time is very quick. Because if you're giving closed answers to questions,
that's a good point,
you're going to stop getting questions. And I think he's also realised that he hasn't got to explain himself as much.
I agree. Yeah, I got that, Tom. And I think
he gives the impression that he can't talk English, even though there's nothing that says he can't.
Yeah, I get that, Tom. But I can tell you one thing. There's a lot. I don't know about you guys. I watch every press conference. If it's not live, I watch it recorded. I want to hear everything he's got to say. Injury report, thought about the last match, what was going on. And it's lackluster. Oh, I like that dog. So
it's a coyote.
It's a coyote. So I got what you're saying because it's the easy way out. And if that's his tactics, that's a bad tactic. You should be aggressive, up front, talking to your fan base and letting them know what's going on. We all know in
West
Prem.
Ham sucks. Tell him West Ham
Jeez.
sucks.
Jeez.
His name is Billy, by the way, named after a
Billy
famous Leeds
Bonds.
United player,
Billy Bonds.
Billy Bremer.
No, negative.
Not the ones at pitch side though, Ian. To be fair.
Hey,
But
buddy, go
like
lay
I
down.
said, I
There
got
he
what you're
goes.
saying there,
Off
but
to the desert.
I don't know. I want to stick with them. We have players that are underperforming too, and this whole year with West Ham, a lot of people are. I think at West Ham, they want to go after the manager all the time. I want to put pressure on the goddamn players to do their damn job. Do your damn job, man. Set up there. If not, get the hell out of here. That's how I feel. Because some of these players could do better. You know what I mean? And I know that tactics-wise, it's up to the manager and the coach, but execution is up to the damn players. Do your job, and if you don't want to do it, I'll get somebody else.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said to that, Lawrence, and a lot of fans, especially, but it seems like higher ups as well are very quick to blame the manager because the manager is one person that they can lay it all on. You can't lay it all on the goalkeeper, on the striker, on even the captain, something like that. But you take a look at Manchester United, Manchester City right now. You can blame Pep all you want. You can blame Amarin all you want. But I don't know if you saw at like 90 plus minutes in the Manchester City match where they're all attacking. The ball gets taken away by someone on Everton, and Everton go on a break. 2 players from Man City run back. The rest of the team doesn't move, or they slowly start walking. And Everton gets a shot on target. They don't score, but you could have lost the match. And they went to like a wide shot to show like it's now a 4-on-2 because 8 Man City players decided not to run from their box. They
100%.
thought maybe the whistles come in or something, and then you look at Manchester United, as things weren't going their way, they looked like petulant children playing their own game, and even Bruno Fernandes, his second yellow card looked. I watch a channel that is run by a Man United fan who was saying it really honestly looked like he went for that tackle going, get me off of this pitch. How do I get out of here? How do I just get the hell away from this game? This
That's
game
ridiculous, man. See,
But it looked that way. And so when are we allowed to say dock their pay? They shouldn't get paid this week.
Yep.
And big up to Terry from the Football Terrace who said that. He said this week every single one of those players that played this week, their weekly pay should be sent to a charity in Manchester. That money should not be paid to those players at this time of year, with so many people struggling. That's what you're going to do out on the pitch. You don't deserve $100,000, $50,000, 300. Marcus Rashford got 300 grand this week. He didn't even suit up.
You know what
He
they've
didn't
done?
even suit up.
Lolo, 100% agree with everything you're saying.
But no,
100%
sack
agree.
the manager. Sack the manager.
That's interesting you say that, Lolo, because they've announced a price increase where basically, like the discount, like children obviously would have a cheaper ticket than adults. Not anymore. Basically, everyone pays the same price. I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head,
In
but
West
for
Ham, they
argument's
did
sake,
that.
say
They've done that at West Ham.
£67.
They cut it.
Well,
where
I mean, yeah, but that's like that just comes down to fiscal economics, where you're like the seat doesn't matter what size butt it has in it.
Yeah, it's
The
changed.
seat costs
I
this
get
much. It's
that.
like an airline ticket. Like when I have to book a ticket for me and my 2 children,
Yeah.
they're tiny.
Yeah.
They hardly weigh anything, but they take up
But
an
it's a
entire
seat.
seat.
Yeah.
So that seat is X amount of money.
True.
But I still think it's wrong. Not. I understand it from a fiscal point of view, as you're saying. Everything you just said is correct. But when you're discussing the fact that those players are underperforming, and you're saying that those players shouldn't receive their money, and a charity should, is basically that money is coming from people having to pay an extra £40 for your child to sit in that seat. and that that money is going to those players to basically shit the bed.
And those people who paid that and watched that, don't you think they would feel better if that money went to a charity instead of those fucking twats on the pitch, those teenagers on the pitch?
Yeah,
I agree.
I would.
I agree. 100%. They need to be held accountable.
How about just refunding the ticket price?
They'll
Yeah,
never
there you
do
go.
that, though. I love that, John, but they'll never
Hold-
do that.
hold on, Tom.
The only way we
This
could
sounds-
do this.
Tom, that happened recently. What's with all the balloons?
I didn't do anything.
What
I
the
know.
heck?
That was all on your camera.
No. It's an iPad thing. It happens on
it's an
Tony's iPad.
How do you make it
I got
happen?
an iPad.
Oh, I think you went like
What'd you
that
do
or
to make
something.
that happen?
There's a thing you can do to make fireworks appear as well, but I can't remember what Tony does to do
I'm a
that. It's always
magician.
accidental.
Like if you just do a thumbs up, Larry.
It
It
happens
usually
once in a
pops
while.
up a thumbs up. I don't know.
It happens
But
to me
Tom-
once in a while. So, but
Tom, am I mistaken? Wasn't there last year or the year before? Didn't a club like refund tickets or something like this did actually happen?
Yes.
it won't happen.
What was
to
it?
Prem.
Do you
I
remember?
can't
Where?
remember the team. I can't remember the team, or for example.
What
However,
was it?
I know what you're referring to. It was like, for example, it was like Portsmouth went to play at Sunderland, which is basically like you're going from the bottom end of the country to the top end of the country, and they got thrashed like 5-0 or something like that. So they refunded the tickets
Yeah.
for all the away fans that did the trip to. And
Yeah.
it's not necessarily exactly Sunderland and Portsmouth.
Yeah, but
It was that kind of
yeah.
distance. It was
Yeah.
basically like we are basically refunding you because you didn't do that trip and waste all that time to be presented with that shower of shit of a performance.
I gotta say, if I'm one of those players, if I'm a player on Manchester United right now and putting in that performance, why not come out personally and go, that performance is not to our standards, it's not to our level, and I don't deserve anything for that. Therefore, to this week's salary is going to back to the people, and I am buying 10,000 tickets for next week and sending them to everyone who had a ticket, or I'm sending it to a food bank or whatever.
Lolo, that is a great thing, but there's probably 1% of those players that would actually do something like that, because the rest of them are going to keep that shit in their pocket. They may apologize for their poor performance, which is rare, but they will never do that because it's just how it is.
One
It's
thing
it's
about
not right.
footballer, I don't like the footballer, but Tyrone Mears, who I believe he still plays for Aston Villa, I can't remember who he used to play for before Villa, but basically he played at a smaller club. For argument's sake, we'll say it's Walsall in League One. But basically, he left there for Aston Villa, which whatever team it is. But the fact of the matter is, he ended up paying out for about 20 football shirts because there were 20 fans, and it's probably not exactly 20, but it was a small number of fans that bought a shirt with his name on it for the upcoming season. And even though he had left the club, he paid for them to get a new shirt without his name on it because he left.
Yeah.
Which I
It's
thought it was quite a nice touch.
But Tom, that's kind of what I was saying about it. There's about 1%, maybe 2% that will actually do
100%.
something like that. The rest of them are selfish bastards. Rashford would rather go have a bar and have a drink in Ireland than play for Man U and do a proper match. You have a lot of selfish players out there, and they're getting paid a lot of money. So with all that money, what do? Do they work hard, or do they lackluster after that? It's up for debate there, but it's.
I'm not going to defend the players when I say this because I know it will look like I'm defending the players. But if you have a bad day at work, do you pay anyone?
I was just going to give an example of that, Tom. And no, it doesn't happen all the time. However, when I run crews, I'll run my whole team for a live event. If something goes haywire, if something goes, if it's a shitty day because of a fuck up on my end, at the very least, I'm buying dinner. I'm buying pizza. I know in the end of the day, I make more money
Good
than
shit.
my crew does.
Yeah.
And it was my fuck up that made their life hell. Therefore, I'm either saying, listen, guys, the extra 3 hours that we had to do because I fucked up weren't
Yeah.
in overtime, but bill me as overtime. Or, hey guys, I fucked this up. Tomorrow you're getting double pay. Or I'm going to book you for tomorrow and you don't have to come in. Or I'm going to buy you dinner or something. And it comes out of my pocket, not my
Sure.
company's pocket,
Yeah.
because I did something that caused all of our lives to be hell.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Really?
Because to me, as I get all the praise after every event. After every event,
where
I
this
get
is
all the
going.
praise for that.
You
Not
know
on
where
this
I'm
one,
going, Tom.
John. No, I make money on those gigs, John. So these ones
He
I
made
don't.
money on my birthday. Just being my birthday.
Well, we'll see. We'll make sure to play the Bandy video, and then nobody gets any money, and Miss Molina gets her money back.
Oh, is that
And
really a
Rosie
thing?
too.
I should totally do that. In all
Yeah,
seriousness,
if we get demonetized, they get their money back. So
you should totally do that because
yeah, I
you
think
know.
we had one day where we played the video right away, and then everybody was like, we had people giving donations, and I was like, give more. It's just going right back to you because we've already been demonetized today. But Rosie's canceling her membership. No, but what I'm saying is on a lower level it happens, and like my mom who runs the company, she takes care of her people. Her
You have
people
to.
matter to the people who make you look good. And for these players, the people who show up, the people who buy your jerseys, the people who support you. We saw what it was like with no fans out there.
Yeah.
It's silly. It's teenagers kicking a ball around.
Football without fans is terrible.
Wife's calling. I'll be right back.
But this is a whole different conversation. So I'll just quickly say it is football without fans is awful. It's woeful to watch. Watching without fans was interesting for the first 20 minutes of the first time it happened.
Yep.
It was fascinating. Then it quickly became, who can we get in? How quick can we get people watching football?
Yeah.
What was I going to say on the end
I'll
of
tell
that?
you, the absolute best thing about watching those matches without any fans was you could hear the players talking to each other, and you could hear the manager shouting out directions.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is
tactically fascinating.
Yeah, tactically fascinating. However, some managers were doing really well with that. And then once fans showed up, there was a drop off, and it's like, well, you're not managing during the game anymore because they can't hear you.
Oh, so, I could tell you straight up. I think Leeds got promoted because there were no fans in attendance. I think West Ham stayed in the Premier League because there were no fans in attendance. Leeds and West Ham were two clubs that noticeably improved without the toxic fan base having a go at them.
Oh.
I'm sure it worked for other teams as well, but
it wasn't that they could hear how angry Bielsa was. With fans there, you can drown it out. Yeah, you could drown it out if there's fans there, but when they hear you, Johnny, hi carajo, Johnny.
Tom, we stayed up because we were massive, son. It wasn't about no fans or whatever. That's why we got the trophy. That's why we're European champions. So I'm sorry I don't want to bust your birthday present, but we are.
Yo, Lawrence, talk to just about any chick. Just because you're massive doesn't mean you'll stay up, okay?
We are up, and we are massive. Let me do this real quick. Tom gets Tom all good to go.
I do love the shuffling, but no, I genuinely believe that because basically,
and it likes this.
Your fans have big problems with the club, and
Well, let me tell you,
Every
since I
fan
am a
has
fan of the
problems
club,
with the club.
exactly. I think West Ham fans, and it bothers me a lot, is that they fixate on the manager. And Lolo talked about that a little bit before. We went a little banter back and forth. And I'm maybe because I'm American or whatever else, I do focus on the manager and I focus on the tactics. But I also have a lot of responsibility on the players. The players need to perform. Now, that's why I said this year, like at the end here, I don't understand what Lopetegui's trying to do. And that gets my question. I always knew what Moyes was doing, and I didn't like it because he was a very low block, park the bus, do the counter. And it was so predictable. He never changed. You need to have flexibility. And with Lopetegui, he came in, pushes up more up the press, but there's no kind of, you don't understand what he's really doing. You don't understand the tactics, and that's it. And then our biggest problem that we're having this year is that we have no tactics and clinical ability in the final third. We have time of possession. We just don't understand how it works. So square it away there, Tom.
I don't know what I'd initially said that resulted in a like sister or whatever.
No,
Okay,
I'm just messing with you.
okay, sure, awesome. But no, in all seriousness, and because I asked you the question, Lawrence, to be fair, because I do believe in equality, despite what some people think, I'm going to ask Lolo, Arteta, in or out?
In, baby, in all the way.
Well, I knew it wasn't going to be a long question, but
No, I mean, I've told you what Arteta has done for our club on and off the pitch is massive. And we are progressing as a club, as a footballing club. We are up there. And yes, second place doesn't get you much, but what it does get you is that we're in the talk. We have not been phenomenal all year. We have not. And we're second place.
I agree with you.
Right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I understand
Therefore,
why
we know we are underperforming, and we know we have hope and belief again, and that's huge in a fan base in a fan base that lost that. And so, and it comes down to what Lawrence was saying. When Arteta came in, we were told of a plan. We were told of a plan. 2 years. We don't know what the plan is. Now we know. We see the plan. And people are so frustrated. Even Mo said, Arsenal, I don't know how they still don't have a clear striker. I looked through the top goal scorers. I scrolled through 4 pages of top goal scorers. We have 2 on there. We have Kai Havertz with 7 and Saka with 5. Yet we have 35 goals. That is the plan.
Yeah,
and that is the plan. We are what? 3rd in goals for, yet we don't have a striker.
Has changed goal scoring. Like, people will look at a player having 7 goals at Christmas, and they'll look at that and think, "Oh, he ain't scoring enough." But that generally in football is the bog standard average for a player halfway through a season. But because Haaland came in and scored 7 goals in a month, it creates a thing where, like, you expect, why haven't all the other players also got 7 goals in October?
And then what I did some analyzing.
I mean, look,
of Saka.
Haaland hasn't scored. Haaland has scored like 1 goal in a month and a half, and he's still second in the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
Which shows you, which I was saying, yes, Haaland scores a ton of goals, but he scores them in chunks. He'll score 3 in a game, 3 in a game, 3 in a game, but then he blanks for a month.
Yeah, but
like,
Lolo, what's
yes,
gonna hurt?
that's weird for him.
Lolo, what's going to hurt you, man, up it is that if Saka's gone a lot because he's got the 7 goals, and guess what else he does? He is great at assists. So you probably, I bet you to say, if you look on this thing, he's probably got like 4 or 5 assists. So 7 goals, 4 or 5 assists. That's 11.
No. Saka has 5 goals, but he has 10 assists.
Oh no, really? I have to check that.
He only has 5 goals, but he has 10 assists in the league.
I'm a big fan of Saka because I mean I believe his ability to move the ball Good.
every time Saka gets the ball, he's double and triple teamed, which means someone in the middle is open.
And he passes
So
off brilliantly.
Saka does not have to score for me. Saka does
Yeah.
not have to be the goal scorer for me.
Mhm.
Saka needs to pull defenders, and that opens up a lane for Odegaard, who then gets the ball in the middle and dishes it off with an incredible pass to Havertz or Trossard or Jesus or anybody. I mean, to be honest, when I was scrolling through that list, at the end of the list was our defender, Gabriel Magalhaes, who has 4,
Yeah.
or 3 or 4. Our defender is the 3rd highest goal scorer on the team.
That's nuts. But yeah,
And he missed 2 games.
But how much is Saka going to hurt you? Because with that injury, he could be out until maybe February.
We've won 2 games without him, so
yeah. But they are Ipswich and who?
It doesn't Ipswich and Palace, or maybe he went down in Palace, but
He went down in Palace.
It is definitely going to hurt us. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to hurt us in that he steals defenders. Now, if Martinelli, who is incredible at drawing defenders, if he can continue that role,
True.
that's all you got to do. He
True.
runs to the byline and
Yeah.
he pulls 3 defenders. Now there's a lane.
Yeah. And
Now there's a lane.
He's playing
And then
better
you
this
cross
year
it
than he
over
did
to the
last.
other side. Yeah, you cross it over to the other side, and Trossard can do something magical over there.
Because
So-
Martinelli had a bad last year, I thought, but this year he's
Yeah,
playing better. So that's
He's
good.
not having a great year this year, to be honest. He's not.
better than last year.
Yeah.
The thing that you haven't taken into account in all this is like when Saka does get injured, it's a massive hole. Not just because he's a great footballer, he is a great and influential footballer in that team, but it's
Yeah.
also hard to replace him because players don't want to join teams where they're going to be behind the star player. And the best
100%
example I can think of that is Jamie Vardy. Leicester, in my opinion, massively suffered for a couple of years because strikers, they're not going to join Leicester and sit on the bench while Jamie Vardy was scoring goals.
Yep,
Yeah.
true.
I have a
always
question,
said-
Tom.
I sat on this show 4 years ago. Sorry, John.
No, I had a question. As soon as you started talking, Lolo got up and walked away.
Yeah.
He's disrespecting, you know.
Oh man.
No, I'm wireless
must
here.
have
I can
bad-
hear you. I've got my wireless mic, my wireless earbud. Let's go. I can walk
I must
over
have
there
bad
and
breath
continue
or something.
talking. No, I can talk to you from over here. It doesn't matter. I sound the same. See, because I got my shit set up right. I can stand way over here in the dark.
But
Sounds
yeah,
exactly the same.
Lolo's on fire.
Because I brought my staff with me.
Oh, there you go.
Bought your what?
My
That didn't
staff.
sound
my
PG.
crew.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Staff. Yeah. Okay. Cool. In all seriousness, I just think it comes to a point like when a player is so good, you generally don't prepare for the inevitability that he won't be there,
Yeah. And
and
I
that's
think
when it becomes difficult. Sorry, go on, Lawrence.
no, and Lolo, I want your opinion on this, and I think I'm correct on this. I
Okay.
thought Saka, I thought was having. I know it. I love it. I thought Saka was having one of his best years this year.
He is.
Until he got hurt. I thought this guy, and I watched him a couple of matches, and I watched him Matchweek against the West Ham. He just seems like he had it going on this year before he got hurt.
He's on, but you know what? Like Arteta said, look, it's been 6 years with Saka. This is his first major injury.
He got hurt a little bit last year. I think it slowed him down a little bit.
For one game, and he was still on the bench. This is his first injury where he's been out for a substantial amount of time in 6 years. That's incredible for a 22-year-old, 23-year-old.
I just thought this year he was really on fire before he got hurt. I thought he was like,
yo, Capasso.
What up?
What up, Capasso? Our original cameraman on the stoop. Yeah.
You had actual staff.
Yeah, back when we had a staff. Capasso, the original director of photography. He's a Rangers fan though, so.
Oh, sorry to hear about that.
What, the hockey Rangers or the football Rangers?
Hockey Rangers.
The Capitals all the way, buddy.
Central
John
Park
knows.
Rangers.
John knows.
Central
Capitals.
Park.
I think that Capitals or Rangers are off tonight, John, so you don't have to post the scores. Thank you.
That was,
All right,
that was
but
the thing. Elf, and this could sound really random, but why when Santa lands in Central Park, and they're like, "Oh, the Central Park Rangers are basically being deployed," but the camera films it as if they're gonna fucking murder Santa when they
Because they
find.
are. He explains it. He says that he put them on the naughty list a few years back, and they've never forgiven him.
So they are gonna kill him.
Yeah, they
Fair
are going to
enough.
kill him.
Also, just what on the subject? Why is it everyone? Actually, this is a great example of the thing I said earlier. Like they've established Santa as real, but everyone stopped believing in Christmas. So who's been giving you your fucking presents all these years?
Well, fellas, we're at the 2-hour mark. If y'all want to continue talking, feel free to do so. But I need to go inside and help with the cookies and stuff.
Yeah,
But
I appreciate you spending your time with us, Lolo.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas,
So,
Lolo.
Would you guys
not
like
go
to
not
end the show?
I would, but not to go too behind the curtain. But Nick did, not Nick, I don't know who Nick is, Lolo basically said, is anyone joining late? I've got to go soon. That was nearly 50 minutes ago.
Yep.
He's a good man. He
Sticking
stuck around.
Sticking around.
Dicking
The
the dog.
point is, I appreciate you turning up.
I love
giving
you
us
guys.
time.
I love hanging out with you guys every Friday night. And I really appreciate all the comments, all the chats throughout. The fact that we can run a football show for 2 hours and barely talk any football because our people in the comments are asking us random ass questions because they know us is incredible. And listen, I'm in Texas. It's 7:00 p.m. and Tom, it's 2 a.m. and Lawrence, I don't know, it's 8:00.
9 o'clock.
All the
9
people
o'clock.
in the comments, who knows what time it is. This is an incredible thing. And yes, we don't have millions of views. We don't have hundreds of views every time. But every Friday, if we don't show up, I do feel it in my soul that some people are going to be upset. And that is an incredible thing for the nonsense that we do, just to show that people appreciate it. And I need you all to know that I appreciate you. And when I'm thankful for things on Christmas, thankful for things on New Year's, thankful for things on Thanksgiving, y'all are part of those things that I am thankful for. Director John, I am so thankful for all of this. Any show that I can't do and Tom says, build the stream, I'll do the show. Geez, you don't know how much that means to me, Tom. Even though it's like, fuck, okay, I got to go home and create the stream. It's like somebody wants this thing that we created, and that's incredible to me. And we get new people like Lawrence, new people like all the West Ham fans who have. I don't know how we became a West Ham channel as well, but we did, and we love it. But I just need you all to know I love all of you very much, and can't thank you enough for forcing us to continue doing this because you like what we're doing. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate all of y'all. So thank you very, very much for that.
Respect, Lolo.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the audience before we go, Lawrence?
Do you want to talk about the upcoming games?
Nope. Y'all can do it, but I gotta go.
Go.
All right, have a good night, Lolo.
All right. Good night,
Bye.
fellas.
Happy New
Have
Year,
a great
of
night.
course.
Happy New Year,
Happy New
Lolo.
Year.
Yep. Well, I ain't got too much to say on this because I don't care about it. But so Lawrence, take us through your predictions for the week's Premier League action.
Are we
Sorry,
talking
Director.
about? We talk about this. Do you want me to actually do this time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, buddy.
You've took the time to write it out.
You've got your papers there, so come on. Use
Yeah.
them.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
John. Thank you very much. Go Capitals. But anyway, I'm going for the first match here. I got 2-1 Man City. Next match, I got 2-0 Crystal Palace. Then I got a 1-0 Forest victory. It could be more, but right now Everton is holding a tight line. They're not giving up many points. If you notice they're shockingly, for being so down there, they're not giving up many goals. For the Fulham game, I got 2-1 Fulham. I hate to say this, but I got the Spuds to win 3-1 over the Wolves. And then I love my West Ham, but I mean, right now Liverpool, where they're playing, it's hard to stop them. I think they're going to win the Prem. 3-1 Liverpool. Then you go into the Villa and Brighton match. I got 2-1 Brighton, which is tough. But Villa's up and down right now. Inconsistent. They had one good match, but I don't think they're going to do well. I got Newcastle winning 2-1. Then I got Chelsea, who's my real team that I think that's going to challenge anybody coming up in the second half of the league. At 3-0. 3-0, they're going to win. And then I got Arsenal. I know Arsenal. I'm going to give them a victory, 2-1, and those are my picks for week 19, I believe. Lackluster, I know, and I think
I was just doing the polite golf clap. I love Happy Gilmore, but not
Liverpool,
enough to want a Happy Gilmore too.
And it's always going to give me stick 13-0 against the West.
13-0. That's quietly. Hello to Deborah Zebra, who has turned up. You've just missed Lolo. But how you doing? Was your Christmas good? But here we are in the most important league in football, the Championship. And by the most important league, the real most important league in football is the one Leeds United are in, whichever one. Because it's the only game this week that I'll watch.
Hey, John, I got a question for you before Tom starts. Do you remember back in the day when they didn't have cable and they had like the channels? They had like just ABC, CBS, NBC.
Yeah.
Remember that? But
Yeah.
then they had that wacko channels where you couldn't really get to. It's like a channel 5 and 45. You had to get your antennas right. That was the channels that the Leeds played on.
Watching hockey here in New York, they had WHT. It was before cable. It was kind of like cable, WHT. And if you didn't pay for it, it was scrambled.
That was the Leeds matches.
So, yeah. I mean, this is, I'm talking the 1980s. And then when cable finally came, it was only in Manhattan. So, living in Brooklyn, me and my friends would have to go to a bar in Manhattan to watch the Rangers play.
No, I got you.
It was good, but it sucked.
Yeah. Now we can get all these channels. You can get all the premium. I'm sorry, Tom. Continue. Sorry to interrupt your Leeds championship.
No. All I was intending on saying is there's loads of football matches, and the only one I care about is Derby County versus Leeds United. I do kind of care about Sheffield United versus West Brom, but the fact that the competition, let's just say, obviously Middlesbrough versus Burnley, but they will not. I'll be doing live score updates on We All Love Leeds on a Sunday at 9 p.m. in the UK. But generally speaking, Leeds are on course to get, what is it, like 94 points or something like this, based on the 2-point a game average we are on. Actually, we could be a lot closer than that. But no, in all seriousness, we're going to murder Derby County on Sunday. And I'll never say that. I never, ever say Leeds going to win. But we are going to murder Derby County on Sunday because I fucking hate Derby County. I fucking hate that club. I cannot tell you concretely enough how much I dislike Derby County. They really need to go fuck themselves. Their old club sucks. Brian Clough can go fuck himself. I don't care how much he won in football. Because do you know what he won at Leeds? Of 44 days of paid employment before we sacked him for being shit. But the most important thing is Leeds need to win. And I won't accept anything less than a 46-0 win. But all seriousness,
where's Derby County on the table?
Oh, so I don't look below. I don't look below second at the moment.
Wow, they're deep.
14th.
14.
To be fair, though, they have won their last few games. Coincidentally, the games after we spanked them in a 2-0 thrashing where they couldn't even get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, I have a question here. It's from Rosie. You're going to have to help me out.
Okay.
What's the difference between Mike Tyndall and Jason Statham? I don't know who they are.
One is a rugby player and Jason Statham is an actor. But the one thing they actually have in common is they're both got no hair. They are bald gentlemen.
So Rosie's kind of needling me now?
She's found an angle with that.
Well, she already showed me as an old 68-year-old man, so all bets are off.
I thought Rosie liked me.
She loves everybody.
Let's see.
Nick Fadley's correct here. The difference between them is their names are both spelled and pronounced differently. I'd imagine. But no, in all seriousness, Scooby-Doo 2 is not happy that I've declared victory for Leeds United.
I hope Leeds come up, though. I really do.
Thank you.
I think the Premier League without Leeds United in it is boring and shit. And of course I'm going to say that because I'm not in it.
And when they are in the Premier League, our channel gets doubled. More people watch it.
For some reason, people watch the channel when Leeds United are going to be playing.
And that'll be next year.
Calvin Phillips still exists.
Yeah, he's on Ipswich. He was Tractor Boys today. Didn't do much.
Did I?
He screwed us in West Ham.
When was that? Was that on the lead show? Because I'm pretty sure you did post Mike Tyndall. Because it definitely didn't look like Jason Statham.
With people that I don't know, I send them to you, Tom, just to verify.
Yeah, I looked at it and I thought, yeah, this is fine.
So
I don't have it now, but fuck it. It's probably my fault then, Rosie. But I did look at it and I thought, yeah, it's a bald man. It's a bald man that looks like a rugby player, which in hindsight, yeah, it probably could have been Jason Statham. But it's not important. It's not important, John.
Was that last week?
It must have
been.
been.
No, I'm curious. All right, let's see. Let's see. Give me a second.
I thought it was a photo of Tyndall when he was younger.
That would be the celebrity question of the week, right?
Celebrity question of the week.
That was so nice.
Ta-da. That's Tyndall. That's not Statham. That's really not Statham.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not Statham.
John, I request next week
John,
if you could.
John, Rosie's wrong. Rosie is wrong. That is Tyndall.
I have no idea.
Statham. That is not Statham.
What were you saying, Lawrence?
John, I respectfully request next week, if possible, could you do one of these for West Ham? That's all I'm asking.
Well,
if it's possible.
Truth be told, Tom is the one that gave me the names, and I just searched their.
I will give you the names.
Okay.
You just post it. Yeah, I'll do the work there.
Okay. Okay, we could do that.
And then I'll give you the best capital players in too that we could have for ourselves. Yep.
Okay, so I don't know. I still don't know if that's Mike Tyndall or.
No, it's not. I'm highly confident it is Tyndall. Because I've googled it right now, and basically none of these photos are that photo. Whereas when I do Mike Tyndall, I'm pretty sure I'm going to find.
What's Tyndall?
It's basically what you get when you can't be bothered to go on Tinder.
And I actually don't have a channel. I just go on different channels.
He leeches onto other ones.
Yep. But if you want to ever catch me, it's on West Ham Unofficial. I do pre-game discussions, and then I do it after action. So it's West Ham Unofficial, if you care.
Let's just quietly move away from the Tyndall versus Statham thing.
Okay.
Very quietly.
Okay, let's forget about it.
I might have
Even
this up.
So Rosie was right.
It's possible. They really do look similar.
I have no idea.
The important thing, more than anything, is that it's 2:18 in the morning here, and I probably should get my ass to bed.
That's early, man. Come on.
Why? What are you doing, Tom? What's so important about today?
I know. What do you have to get? Oh, happy birthday, Tom. There you go. About to sing his birthday cheers. What are you now, 21?
Yeah, we can pretend that.
I think I got underwear older than you.
I'm not sure you want to admit that. Because I'm not sure you want to admit you got underwear that's 20 years old.
All right. Let's bolt out of here.
Okay, guys.
I do genuinely thank you all for the kindness you have shown in some of the things you've said for the anniversary of my birth.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, it's very kind. I've not been looking forward to this day for a while, in all seriousness, because get to a certain age, who does? But no, thank you all. Very kind of you. Thank you all for turning up for this, because I'm sure there may be people that have turned up for it. So, Lolo and Mark ain't there. Oh, let's go and see what's going on Pornhub or whatever. Other sites are available, but I wouldn't recommend them. Anyway, but no, you actually stayed here. I don't even really want to discuss the opposite because the alternative because
Oh, Tom, you're up to your 45-minute outro speech.
Yeah, but no, in all seriousness, thank you guys. Of course he did. I knew people would start admitting it once the crime had been exposed. Anyway, have a good night, Gary. Thank you, Lawrence, for joining us. Is there anything you want to say to your fans?
No, not really. I have tons of fans, I'm sure. But no, I wanted to come on there for you. It's last minute when I wasn't sure too, because John used to send me a link early in the day. But everybody's been busy with the holidays, and Tom said it's his birthday, so I wanted to come on for that too. So happy birthday to you, buddy.
Gary, if you're still there, are you doing an episode of the road trip tomorrow? Because then that would answer the question that's underneath your comment, sir. Because the only show I'll be doing tomorrow, if it exists, is the road trip live on YouTube over on DWTT, which, I've known Gary for about 4 years now, and I still say his YouTube account name wrong because I always want to call it DDTT.
Didn't they ban that in the 80s, 70s?
Certainly
DDT?
Certainly did. I believe it's a pesticide.
Yeah.
Which killed everyone. But yeah, of course. So in all seriousness, thank you, Gary. Rosie, that would answer your question. So have a good night, everyone. And
all right, Tom. Happy birthday, everybody.
Hey, I did have one other thing to say, if it's okay, John.
Go ahead, Lawrence.
We are massive. Everybody go. Come on, you Irons. I love you.
On that note, happy birthday, Tom.
Happy
I'll
birthday,
talk to you
Tom.
later. All right. Take care.
Come
Bye.
on, you Irons.